here in Lincoln. Happy to start a new season with Tommy Armstrong Jr. at the helm. The quarterback wants to see Herbie Husker leading lots of cheers in this home opener, a night when all Nebraska proudly wears 27 to honor a hero no longer with us, the late Sam Foltz. Memorial Stadium, home of the Huskers. It's game day in Nebraska. That means everyone lands in Lincoln, where they've been sold out since 1962. Tonight, the Fresno State Bulldogs have a primetime showdown with the Nebraska Cornhuskers. This stadium, chock full to the brim. So many memorable traditions surrounding football Saturdays in this facility. The Tunnel Walk has been delivering Husker fans goosebumps since the mid-90s. The Gladiators march toward the arena. Let's live those steps with them. On a humid night in Lincoln, with so much anticipation, Nebraska hits the field. One man short tonight. Sam Foltz, the Big Ten punter of the year last season, tragically lost his life in an automobile accident in July. His number 27 providing inspiration for all of Husker Nation. Their dear friend Sam is going to forever be watching over them from the clouds. On an emotional night for all Nebraskans and for the Big Ten, it's great to have you along for the ride. Here with Glenn Mason, I'm Joe Beninati. We'll get Damon Benning involved very, very soon. The Cornhuskers get a fresh start tonight. After last season, sub-500, a season in which they lost so many late, close games. What is their approach? What do you assess for them ahead in 2016?
Joe, 6-7 in Lincoln, Nebraska is a disastrous season. You know, most experts have Iowa as the odds-on favorite to win the league win the West. Not so fast. This team might be a lot better than anybody thinks. You mentioned those 4 losses on the last play of the game, and to think about how they played the last 4 games. Big wins against Michigan State, big win against UCLA in the bowl game. I asked Mike Riley, what's going to be the biggest difference in year 2? He didn't hesitate. He said, I now know the players. They know me. We both know what to expect of each other.
The man standing center stage in the spotlight for the Huskers is Tommy Armstrong Jr., and his decision-making, I think, will impact heavily Nebraska's success this fall.
Well, you know, Joe, they had 27 turnovers last year. That's unbelievable, and Tommy had a big piece of that. I asked the coaches, what are you going to do about that? And they said very simple. One is a coaching standpoint, play selection. We're not going to ask him to do what he can't do. And number 2, it goes on Tommy, his decision-making. Don't try to force the ball there. And when you get in trouble, throw it away.
Nebraska coach Mike Riley said he wished he had another week to prepare for this one, but the time has come, and he has time to chat with our Damon Benning.
Hey, Coach, you describe yourself as a lifelong learner. What have you learned about your football team in year 2 after your off season?
Well, you learn a lot about the place and what goes into everything here. But I think the thing you learn the most, Damon, is you learn about people, and especially your players. So I've really enjoyed, since the end of the season, getting to work with them more, be with them longer. It's really fun to develop those relationships.
Coach, they say that there's no place like Nebraska, and I will attest to that. What can the fans expect tonight from your 2016 ball club?
Well, I hope we have a very smart team and a tough team, plays hard all the way through the ball game, makes good choices all the time, plays like crazy.
All right, Coach, best wishes to you.
Fresno State won the opening coin toss. They have deferred, so Nebraska will have the football to begin.
Joe, you mentioned the weather. I can tell you from previous experiences here, these Cornhusker people, they don't care what the weather. It's never too hot, too cold, rain and snow, and they're here to support the Huskers.
True freshman Trey Bryant back deep for Nebraska to receive the kickoff. Jimmy Camacho sends it on the way. And 6 yards deep. Bryant will take a knee. Nebraska 1st and 10 from its own 25. Auto Owners Insurance, the impact players as the Huskers take the field. An extremely dependable Jordan Westerkamp is a prime target of the receiving corps.
Well, he's their go-to guy. He'll play the slot receiver position, 65 receptions last year. And on the other side of the ball, Tyquan Glass, this guy is really good. He'll jump off the film at you. 4 interceptions last year.
Armstrong will take the snap from the center, Dylan Utter, and keep. Dragged down, good strong tackle by Jeff Camille, a captain for the Fresno State Bulldogs. Tommy Armstrong Jr., the 22-year-old redshirt senior from Texas.
Well, we're talking to Mike Riley, and he's got a lot of pass stats, but in a spread offense, he loves a quarterback that can run the ball, and that's what Armstrong can do awful well.
2nd and 9 for the Huskers. Terrell Newby carving his way and then chopped down to the deck by Malik Forrester, the nose guard of the Fresno State Bulldogs. Newby led the Huskers in rushing a season ago. Picks up 5 here. Those rushing totals at 765. It had been a long time since 2008 that the Huskers didn't have a 1,000-yard feature back.
Around this place, 1,000 yards, that's just an average day at work.
It's a brief nap. On 3rd and 3, Newby in motion. Armstrong will keep it, and he gets thumped. Stopped short of the first down line to gain. Nebraska goes 3 and out on its opening offensive sequence. Time to punt for Nebraska. And we led at the top of our telecast, the Huskers mourning the tragic loss of punter Sam Foltz. And as you see, they line up here. A poignant reminder of how fragile life can be. How a dear teammate will never be forgotten. With points towards the sky, one man short in the formation, but he will forever be in the hearts and minds of Husker fans. Sam Foltz, who tragically lost his life July 23rd. Mike Sadler, formerly the punter at Michigan State, also perished in that automobile accident. SF-27, you can see it throughout the stands. It's on the helmet decals, and now the Huskers welcome a true freshman to the special teams family. There's Drew Brown, the place kicker for Nebraska, such a close friend of Sam Foltz. The Huskers send Caleb Lightbourne, a true freshman from Washington State, to kick his first punt. Snared by Tyquan Glass as he makes the fair catch. Fresno State takes over a little shy of 3 minutes into the contest. And Drew Brown is the first man out to congratulate Caleb Lightbourne and welcome him to the Husker fold. Sam Foltz, family in town. Sam born in the Grand Island. Parents Gerald and Jill. Their boy always dreamt of being a Husker. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs of Fresno State. This is Dontel James, a terrific story in his own right. A short gain for Dontel, the Auto Owners Insurance Impact players, and they focus on 28 in white for Fresno State.
Yeah, you mentioned Dontel, interesting story. He left Fresno, and then he made a mistake, and he pleaded with the coaches to let him come back. He came back. He's a model player right now, really well. And Josh Banderas, he's Cornhusker through and through. His dad played here, Tom, tight end in the 80s, right here from Lincoln.
2nd and 9 for Fresno State as far as Dontel is concerned. The pass is the pass. This is Chasen Virgil, a redshirt freshman. dropping one off to Keyshawn Johnson. Johnson gets a good block and picks up first down yardage into Husker territory. Jason Virgil, the first true freshman to start at quarterback for Fresno State since 1973, when he did so last year, but an injury against Utah cut his season short. He connects with Johnson for a gain of 12.
Yeah, and that little bubble play, the cornerback, Lamar Jackson, critical mistake. He went inside the wide receiver and lost leverage.
For the Huskers, little misdirection here on an end around. It's Keyshawn Johnson. Johnson stacked up and swarmed down to the turf. Finishing him off was Kyron Williams, a 21-year-old junior from Shreveport, Louisiana.
Well, the black shirts, they sniffed that right out. I watched them. They stayed at home, and they kept their shoulders square to the line of scrimmage. The reverse works when a defense turns their shoulders and runs to the other boundary. They saw it coming. Good communication. Guys at the point of attack were yelling reverse.
Husker D missing Nate Gary, an all-conference safety, suspended due to violation of team policy. Another fly sweep, and a crunching hit delivered there. Kyron Williams decking Jameer Jordan.
I would have to say that's an awful good tackle. Watch this right here. He's going to run right, not to the guy, but all the way through him. The only thing he did wrong, he didn't wrap his arms.
Almost 7 minutes into the opening quarter. This is now 3rd and 3 for Fresno State. Virgil to throw it into the flat, picks up his tight end H-back Chad Olson for the first down yardage. Olson, the most improved of the tight ends for the Bulldogs, gains 8. And Virgil has a sharp-looking drive shaping up here. Nearing the red zone. The handoff for James, tripped up. Tracking him along the line of scrimmage there was A.J. Natter. His confidence level soaring now in this his redshirt junior season. Natter, the Huskers' first signee from Wisconsin since 1997. Backing up Freedom Akinmoladun at the end spot. After the loss of 2, this is 2nd and 12. White-jerseyed Fresno State deep in Nebraska territory. Virgil with time, connecting with his tight end Olson, ushered out of bounds by Dedrick Young.
Awful, impressive execution right there. Throw it on time, put it right out in front of him, catches it in hands. You can see he's going right away on the pre-read. He stares him down the whole way. So that's the game. When I'm talking about the pre-read, Joe, he knows what the coverage is. It's quarter coverage. He knows that the tight end's going to have a man running with him across the field.
Young man in the quarterback position showing great composure. Jason Virgil with a good pocket around him. Throws this one behind his intended target. He was looking there for Justin Allen.
And Derek Young built what I called the backboard on a crosser. He was there. If the ball was caught, even though there's a man chasing, he's there to make the play for minimal gain.
Season ago, Fresno State juggled the place-kicking duties. This is Cody Croning who's coming on for a field goal try of 32 yards on 4th and 3. Ball on the way, and it's no good. Push to the right. Groening 6 of 8 last year. Starts the year with a boo-boo here in the boneyard of Lincoln. The precipitation has stopped for the most part. Rain off and on throughout the afternoon. Skies are overcast. The lights are starting to take full effect here at forever sold-out Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. Second offensive sequence for Nebraska and Tommy Armstrong Jr. This is Terrell Newby running downhill behind that big offensive line. An offensive line that is going to knit together as the season progresses. There's that power running game you were referring to.
Yeah, we talked during the break and what's going to come. I said, I'd be surprised they don't run downhill, get it going, get it to Terrell Newby. And that downhill running, that power running, did you hear the crowd respond to that? And it wasn't a big game, but it was a Husker game.
Offensive coordinator Danny Langsdorff told us yesterday the whole state wants you to run the football here in Nebraska. 2nd down and short. Fly sweep. Alonzo Moore diving out for that first down yardage. Cut down to the deck by the safety Deshaun Potts.
I'll tell you, The only guy here that I know in this stadium that wants him to throw the ball all the time is Lorenzo Ward. He said to us, if they throw the ball, I'll be happy.
Lorenzo Ward, the defensive coordinator for the Fresno State Bulldogs, who misfired on a 32-yard field goal attempt a few moments ago as we near the 9-minute mark of the opening quarter. On 1st and 10. Newby with a running lane. Brought down at the 46. Crashed there by Stratton Brown, who did most of his best work a season ago on special teams. Newby is getting into the flow, a pickup of 9.
Well, I'll tell you who else is getting to the flow is that offensive line. They came off the ball. You know, there's two ways to block. You either can position block or knock them off. That time, they just knocked them off the ball.
Nick Gates, Sam Hahn, Dylan Utter, Tanner Farmer, and David Neville across the front for the red-jerseyed Huskers. On 2nd and 1. Staying on the ground here, Divino Zigbo keeps his legs churning into Fresno State territory. Stopped at the 44. Field level. Here's Damon Benning with more on the offensive line for Nebraska.
Guys, it all starts with communication. Dylan Utter moving over from guard to center is quarterbacking these guys down here. And if you like a good library, there's some good bookends between Gates and Neville. Gates really doing some good work on the edge, as is Neville, as Nebraska's starting to get that outside zone game really going, guys.
Damon, we could see the towering 77, David Neville, all 6'9" of him at right tackle. 1st and 10 for Nebraska. And Armstrong on a design quarterback run, which Husker fans expect to see more of this year. Thumped there by Brandon Hughes, who made the tackle for the Bulldogs of Fresno State.
Joe, get back to what they're asking Tommy Armstrong Jr. to do. Remember what Mike Riley said, you know, at Oregon State, we did a lot of pocket passing. You know, he's not really a pocket passer. We're going to have a little bit out of there, but we're not going to ask Tommy to do things he can't do. Let's utilize his strengths.
Don't overcomplicate it. 2nd and 5. Tommy Armstrong Jr. keeps this one, and he's dragged down to the turf by Brandon Hughes in his first full season as a starter at linebacker for the Bulldogs.
And that was a broken play that worked out pretty well. It was a read play. He wanted to give it to the back. The back didn't take it. He knew there was a problem on the perimeter, so he went north and south. That's part of that decision-making that Coach Riley talks about.
Head coach taking notes on the sideline. His squad has 1st and 10 deep in Fresno State territory. Tail end of the opening quarter. Zone read for Newby, hopping around, slashing towards the goal line as he's undercut down at the 2. Making the tackle was Deshaun Potts. Terrell Newby. That slashing running style, good for 12.
Yeah, the zone read, all he's doing, he's reading that defensive end. If the end closes, he's going to pull it and go outside. If he goes upfield like you just saw right there, he's going to hand it off. Defense can't be right.
This is 1st and goal from the Bulldogs 3. Ozigbo drilled as he makes it to the hole, but then keeps the legs powered towards the goal line. No whistle, no signal. Touchdown, Huskers! Divine Ozigbo would not be denied. Touchdown. The balloons fly here at Memorial Stadium. Sold out once more, 348 straight times. As the Huskers get set for the point after touchdown try. The holder is Zach Darlington. They reassemble the formation. Junior Drew Brown on for the extra point try. Darlington is the holder this year. Taking over for the late Sam Foltz. The Huskers strike first. A 1-yard plunge. Delayed, but not to be denied. Nebraska out in front. Coach Riley approves. Late first quarter. Nebraska meeting Fresno State. This ending a 3-game series with the Bulldogs. Often running from the 5 is Keyshawn Johnson. Taken down by JoJo Doman, highly regarded freshman on special teams there. Chasen Virgil from the pistol. Rides the ball with the belly of DeJounte O'Neal, and he's trapped. This Husker defense very stout against the run a season ago, and that's number 1, the freshman Lamar Jackson, who's been getting plenty of accolades through preseason camp.
Well, when your defensive front controls the line of scrimmage like you just saw right there, and the quality of linebackers they have here at Nebraska, those guys can go over and make that play every time.
DeZuris, Stoltenberg, Maurice, and Akinmoladun, the starting black shirt defenders for Nebraska across the defensive front. That's the end of our opening quarter of play. 15 minutes in the books, and Nebraska fans are pleased on a night when Nebraska is playing football once more without Sam Foltz, number 27. Tears on the sideline as the crowd is with the Huskers throughout. Tonight, Nebraska entertains the Fresno State Bulldogs. Chasen Virgil to throw on 2nd and 13, and a bit too strong as he was looking for Aaron Peck, who missed all of last season with a foot injury that required surgery.
They ran that inside slant. It was a little bit too deep, and if it would have been on the money, that safety was taking a beat on the receiver.
Let's see what the Huskers can do on the pass rush here on 3rd and long. Just getting going in the second quarter. Divine Ozigbo with the 1-yard touchdown run for the Huskers, giving them the lead late in the opening frame. Virgil to throw, pressure comes, and it's Kalu off the edge. Joshua Kalu with a sack. His first career sack came against Southern Mississippi last year, and he adds to his totals tonight.
Well, Joe, they got confused there. You can see they line up in a 3-down-man look and walk the linebackers up to draw the blocks, and then they bring Kalu off the corner and no one to pick him up. Tackle blocked the wrong man. Number 58, Christian Kronk. He blocked the tackle. He should be turning on out.
Blake Cusick handles the punting duties, taking over for Garrett Swanson for Fresno State. Puts his foot to this one. Westerkamp had issues with it. The bounce that's covered up. I don't believe the football ever touched a Husker. 59 seconds into quarter 2, and the officials say it's Nebraska football with a short field. 2. Armstrong Jr. under center, Dylan Utter. Ozigbo is the tailback, and he's got plenty of room. Divine Ozigbo knocked down by the linebacker James Bailey. A first down pickup for Ozigbo, a guy who will pound the rock for you, this time for 17 yards.
Well, he's a hard runner, and that's good block, and you can see the linebacker tried to come underneath. The tackle pinned him inside. Mistake by the Fresno linebacker. Big gain for the Cornhuskers.
Solid stable of running backs for Mike Riley and the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Armstrong out of the gun. Puts this one back to Ozigbo. He has more running room. Hurdling attacker. A tackler. The ball's free. It squibs out of bounds. There was a whistle on the play. Divine Ozigbo has shown a very good burst early on.
Well, you'll see right here, there is no edge to the defense. 24 ran under the block. There's no one to turn it back inside.
First down, Nebraska.
We could see there with that field level replay look that Ozigbo had possession of the football all the way down to the turf. Then it was bounced free. Another gain of 11 brings up a 1st and goal for the Huskers. Armstrong with 3 wideouts in the pattern. Another give to Ozigbo. Into the open arms of Nathan Madsen, who was Fresno State's nose guard last year. They bumped him out to play on the edge of this 3-4 defense. Ozigbo gets 4. Subs come in for the Huskers on 2nd and goal.
Well, one of the reasons they could bounce him outside, they've got a guy, Malik Forrester, number 97, as the nose guard, who they think is very physical. They have the confidence that a center cannot block him one-on-one.
Moore to the wide side. Morgan Jr. to the near. On the ground, Ozigbo skipping through tacklers. Touchdown, Huskers. Divine Ozigbo. A 6-yard sprint. As the Huskers will flex back into their PAT formation. Drew Brown on for the extra point try out of the hold of Zach Darlington. Jordan Ober will snap. And the Huskers are on top by 14.
Well, we've been talking about the offensive line, and it's all good. Look at that block and slant line defense. I'll tell you, they hit their landmark slant angle. Back's going to run it in the end zone. Good job.
Nebraska has a 2-touchdown lead, and guys, Divine Ozigbo has been the beneficiary of some very sharp blocking up front. Brown on the kickoff. From the 2, Keyshawn Johnson dives across his own 20 for Fresno State. Aaron Peck in motion on 1st and 10. Virgil off the pump fake, plenty of time. The safety valve is Peck. And Banderas and Kalu will walk him to the sideline out of bounds.
Yeah, Joe, you're right. They went to the safety valve, but they went for the home run. They faked the bubble screen. He pumped it, and it was going to go deep, but he read the corner off, and that's why he went to his outlet.
The outlet, Aaron Peck, picks up 2, brings up 2nd and 8 for Fresno State. Little jet sweep for Keyshawn Johnson. Good tackle. Kyron Williams up from his safety spot.
The one thing to watch as we go there, the quarterback flipped the ball to the jet man, and then he went out the back door. The reason why they do that, coaches upstairs will watch, and if Nebraska didn't account for him, watch for the halfback pass thrown back to the quarterback someplace later on.
Kyron Williams been frustrated with himself, says he knows he can do better. He made a sharp-looking tackle there. It's 3rd and 8, and the noise level rises in Lincoln. Play clock at 6 for Chase and Virgil. Out of the gun. Short drop. Throws. Connects to Keyshawn Johnson. 1st down Bulldogs. Tackled by Joshua Kalu. It's funny, I say the name Keyshawn Johnson. Most folks believe that that would be NFL star Keyshawn Johnson's son. In fact, it's not. But Keyshawn's son is a Nebraska commit for next year. It's a tangled web. On 1st and 10, more than halfway through the 2nd quarter. Redshirt freshman Chasen Virgil. Strong command of the offense. He's picked up all the terminology now. Huskers rush 4. The give is to Dontel James.
Dontel James, the ball carrier. Tackle made by number 55.
You have a turnover or a block punt in this field position. So defensive coaches or coaches all refer to sudden change. The defense has got to go out there, and if you hold them to a field goal, you've done your job.
Virgil on 2nd and 9. Huskers showing blitz. Gets away from Rose Ivy, throws, and it's just over the hands of Jameer Jordan, who led all Mountain West freshmen in catches, yards, and touchdown catches a season ago.
Yeah, well, Jameer Jordan, he was wide open here, and quarterback does a great job of avoiding the rush, but didn't get his feet set, couldn't put the ball in the money.
3rd and long. Out of the gun, Jacob Vasquez is the center for Fresno State, the lone returning senior on the offensive line for the Bulldogs. Chasen Virgil with 3 on the play clock. Good pocket forming around him. Fires that one low, and a good sliding catch made by Aaron Peck.
Last 2 times on 3rd down, they've gone to the curl route, and it's been wide open. You have to defend that from underneath, not over the top.
Bulldogs threatening. Virgil over the top. It is caught for the touchdown. Aaron Peck, helmetless, but happy. Peck had to wrestle that from a defender. Fresno State on the board.
You get down here and you run any type of play action, you know those linebackers are going to be sucked up inside. All set up by the block punt.
Robert Stanley doing the honors on the block punt. Burrell will snap, Cusick will hold, and Cody Cronin is on for the extra point try. 31 of 33 in this regard last year, and right down the middle there. Chasen Virgil, nice touch. And then a hard-nosed Aaron Peck comes down in pay dirt for Fresno State on BTN. Nebraska has seen its 14-0 lead sliced in half. Aaron Peck, a 7-yard touchdown catch from Chasen Virgil, the redshirt freshman at the helm for Fresno State. Jimmy Camacho, another California native, a junior college All-American on the kickoff here. End over end and 2 yards deep. Trey Bryant across the 30. An impact freshman showing off his kick return abilities right there. Ozigbo looking for a hole. It was shut down pretty quickly by Malik Forrester and Jeff Camille. Forrester now the nose guard out of Annapolis, Maryland for Fresno State. Ozigbo gets 5, darting and dancing. Better than 90,000 in attendance at sold-out Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Tom Osborne Field. Students well represented as always have been in full throat. Tight end Sethan Carter, the motion man there. They'll take Ozigbo off tackle. Knocked down shy of the first down yardage. Stopped at the 40.
You mentioned Sethan Carter. That's one of the guys that they talked about, the very talented tight end. They said, we have got to get the ball to number 11. You know, we got to find ways, different ways, because he's a really talented guy once he touches the ball.
Glenn, all 3 of Nebraska's top tight ends are seniors. Sethan Carter, Sam Cotton, and Trey Foster. Lonzo Moore split out to the near side of the formation, or far side on this side, on 3rd and 2. 3 wides in the pattern. Lofts this one down the sideline for Westerkamp in a battle, and it falls incomplete. Deflected away by Deshaun Potts.
Yeah, and Westerkamp almost made one of those circus catches that he makes. He's unbelievable. You see it, he never gives up on it, and it's tipped. And watch him here. Look at him.
Never giving up on the play.
He's fun to watch.
Caleb Lightbourne's last punt was blocked by Robert Stanley, the freshman who takes the punting chores from the late Sam Foltz. Tragically lost his life in an automobile accident in July. Lightbourne lifts this one high. Fielded at the 23, and Glass is dropped in a hurry. Kyron Williams with a special teams tackle. Husker fans will always remember number 27, Sam Foltz. 1st and 20 now after the penalty against Mitchell. On the delay here, it's Dontel James. Taken down to the ground by Dedrick Young, a second-year starter. Outstanding 19-year-old sophomore for the Huskers. Pickup of 5 for James. Young, 61 tackles last year, most ever by a true freshman here in Nebraska history. Growing later and later in this opening half, Nebraska had the first 2 touchdowns. Compliments of Divino Zigbo. Aaron Peck took a 7-yard TD catch from Chasen Virgil, who left moments ago. Andrew, you see Virgil trying to loosen up that left arm. Zach Klein has come on in his stead. Play clock nearly expiring there. Off the play action, Klein floats it out to Jameer Jordan. Jordan gets a block, breaks loose from Chris Jones, and it's a good pickup for Fresno State. Out to the Bulldog 47. Good enough for first down yardage after the gain of 16. Zach Klein, who made his announcement back in May that he would not return to Cal. Now the understudy for Virgil here, pressed into service on opening night. Quick hitter there for Aaron Peck. Huskers on top by 7. Here's Damon with an injury update.
Yeah, they took a quick look at it, got their hands up underneath the pad. He's on the sidelines, giving it kind of that circular motion. Guys patting him on the back. I wouldn't necessarily speculate on whether he's done for the night, but clearly his shoulder is bothering him.
And it was a shoulder, not sure if it was left or right, which was dinged last year. Klein steps up, tucks it down, racing inside the Nebraska 40 as he kept his feet all the way to the 34-yard line. First down, Fresno State. 58 seconds to operate before our Buffalo Wild Wings halftime.
When the Huskers brought a blitz, they brought more than they could block, and credit Klein. He saw it coming, he couldn't throw it on time, put it away, and got some yards. A yard.
Akinmoladoon chomping at the bit, waiting for his chance to rush the passer. Zach Klein, who's pursuing a master's degree now at Fresno State. The graduate transfer. 1st and 10. Play action. Shoots one deep. Great back shoulder grab by Peck. Was he inbounds? It's ruled a catch. Acrobatic Aaron Peck. You can see why they're happy to have him back in the lineup.
Yeah, all you can say about this is the offense wins, because that's awful good coverage. I don't know what else Jackson could have done.
Lamar Jackson, the highest rated of the 2016 recruits for Nebraska. This brings up a field goal attempt for Cody Cronin from 26. Missed earlier tonight, but converts this one. The 26-yarder is good. It's 14-10 for Nebraska as we are through with the opening half. The Huskers jumped out in front. Divino Zigbo with 2 rushing touchdowns. Fresno State with the last 10 points of the quarter and the half. Back at the Boneyard. After this break, Buffalo Wild Wings halftime. We'll send you back to our studios after these words on BTN with the Huskers in front. Nebraska has the 14-10 advantage. These are the first half numbers through 30.
Well, it plays out just about like last year. Fresno can throw the ball, they can't run. And statistically, it looks like Nebraska can run, but they can't throw.
So we set the stage now for quarter number 3.
This was a loss not for that family, this team, this university, but the entire state. And, I was at practice a year ago getting ready to do a game, and Sam was not going to be able to play because he had a bad foot, and they were nervous about the punter. So on Thursday practice, when they went to kicking practice and the backup punter was out there, Sam started leading cheers on the sideline by all the players to give support for his backup, and he was a character, and I mean that in the best sense of the word. He was alive and infectious personality to be around, and I was only around him one day on the sideline.
Wonderful young man, an incredible punter with an NFL future, you would think. Second half begins. Delvon Hardaway lost the football. Down on the deck, and it looks like Luke McNitt has it. Hardaway fumbles. Drew Brown celebrates, and Luke McNitt, the starting fullback playing special teams, throw the big fella some raw meat.
His elbows down.
And then the ball squirts free. Bose Joseph was tangled up. McNitt, 41 in the red, dives in there to secure the ball for Nebraska. Brown loves it. We'll see if it stands.
Before he lost control of the ball. He's first down on the 20-yard line, Fresno State.
So the Bulldogs, under Tim DeRuyter's direction, maintained possession. This Fresno State squad, the Bulldogs Mountain West Conference champs back in 2012 and 13. 3-9 last year. Coach DeRuyter says his team is young, but has the impression that once the lights turn on for this group, they can be a handful. Good news for Fresno State faithful. Chasen Virgil has returned. You see that upper left arm has been wrapped. He left the contest in the second quarter after getting nailed by Luke Gifford. Gifford was ejected for targeting on that same play. Dontel James spins into the grasp of the waiting Kyron Williams, who's been everywhere for Nebraska.
Well, an offensive play has disaster written all over it. When you pull two guys from the right to the left and they don't block anybody, you've got some problems.
It's the same Kyron Williams who went to Air Force Academy Prep School. And speaking of Coach DeRuyter, he has Air Force Academy ties for sure. Keyshawn Johnson in motion. 2nd and 9. Deep drop. Little throwback screen, never materialized. They were trying to get it to Chad Olson. And the bells ring out. It's 3rd and long.
Well, Nebraska's got a darn good defense, and it's hard to trick good defenses. And right there, they wanted to fake to the right and come back to the left, but everybody stayed at home.
3rd down and 9. Virgil checking with the offensive coordinator, Eric Keesaw, who works the sidelines. This Fresno State squad has as many as 6 new coaches, including 2 new coordinators. Virgil sets his feet and fires in and out of the hands of his target, Aaron Peck, who's been getting a steady diet of the football. Chris Jones there to break it up.
Well, you saw Virgil right here. He had pretty good protection. They had some problems on defense. They ran into each other, but very good coverage by Jones. And if you're an offensive coach, you got to keep coming back and try to make that catch. But that's outstanding defense.
Fresno State punter is Blake Cusick on 4th and 9. Jordan Westerkamp back deep for the Huskers, poised at his 40-yard line. A low kick squirts towards the sideline, trickles off of a Bulldog defender. It'll be marked 1st and 10 for Nebraska at the 43. Terrell Newby takes the handoff off tackle. Clipped there by the defensive Madsen. Our Quicken Loans quarterback comparison, sizing up Chasen Virgil and Tommy Armstrong Jr.
Well, 2 completions in 5 attempts. Again, they're trying to get that run game going. What they haven't had today at all with this talent they have is big plays, especially on the outside.
Very talented wide receiver group that's missing Brandon Riley. Into the belly of Terrell Newby, diving close to 1st down yardage. Newby crossing midfield. Divino Zigbo has both rushing touchdowns for the Huskers tonight if you're just tuning in. Top of the hour time, Big Ten football, BTN football, presented by Taco Bell. On 3rd and 8, Armstrong from the gun. Protection breaking down, gets away from Stanley, throws on the run and finds his man open there. Alonzo Moore dragged to the sideline by Jamal Ellis.
you've got a mobile quarterback, he can make up for a lot of things. You can see right here, some guys would be tackled for a sack. He's able to step up, get outside. He has the poise to keep his eyes downfield and puts the ball in the money. He's an awful accurate thrower when he's on the run. I think he's better there than when he's in the pocket.
Good crossfire pass there. Picks up 1st and 10, a 12-yard connection with Moore. Armstrong will keep this one. Dancing to the outside, throws the stiff arm and is brought down by Stratton Brown, starting safety for Fresno State. 3rd season in the Fresno State program after his junior college transfer.
Well, you see that he's just making a read, and Damian talked about it before. They brought motion, and they put someone on the edge again, which enables him to get out on the perimeter, and if someone from the secondary doesn't make the play, it's gone.
Armstrong had 7 rushing touchdowns a season ago. This is 2nd and short. What will they dial up now? Razzle-dazzle for Westerkamp. Down the sideline, tracked down by Jeffrey Allison. Inside the Fresno State 10.
That's a risky call in that situation when you're 2nd and short. If, you know, when you go and you throw this flip on the reverse, if they sniff it out defensively and you get a minus yard play, you think, heck, this game's still close. Why not pick up the 1st down and move the chains?
Back in 2014, the last meeting between these two teams, Westerkamp had a 70-yard touchdown catch from Tommy Armstrong Jr. 1st and goal, Huskers trying to pad their lead early stages of the 3rd quarter. Armstrong keeps, skips to the outside. Armstrong, an alleyway for the touchdown. Tommy Armstrong from 9 yards out, and the Husker fans strike up the band.
Benny talked about before that he thought the Cornhusker coaches found something in 12 personnel. They can get the 12 personnel in a variety of ways. 1 back, 2 tight ends, which makes an 8-gap offense up front. And Fresno just has not adjusted very well to that look.
Zach Darlington's the new holder for Nebraska this season. Taking over for the late Sam Foltz. Coach Riley calls Darlington a Swiss Army knife as Drew Brown pounds that one through. 21-10 for Nebraska. Tommy Armstrong using his legs here. A 9-yard scamper and a worthy celebration from the Foltz family in Lincoln. Here in Husker land, Lincoln, Nebraska, the capital city of the great state of Nebraska. Tommy Armstrong capping off this Meyer scoring drive. 9 plays, just under 60 yards in a little bit more than 4 minutes of work. The first score of the 3rd quarter belongs to the guys in red. Brown booms this one. It gets hung up in a swirling wind. Taken by DeJounte O'Neal, and he's brought down by McNitt. Another solid play on special teams. Bulldogs chasing Virgil out firing to Aaron Peck. That has been Chasen's primary target throughout the night on an evening when the Bulldogs are without Damari Scott. Damari has been going through some NCAA eligibility issues. Pickup of 11 moves the chains for Fresno State. The Bulldogs, their next game, a home opener against Sacramento State. That was 2-9 last year. They'll be in front of their own red wave in Fresno. Dontel James tripped up. Kyron Williams in the vicinity.
Those 2 plays back to back. The first play on 1st down, they inverted the safety, left the corner, soft corner, and they hit the pass.
A number of those guys getting their first collegiate snaps tonight. Virgil, under pressure, heaves this one out of bounds.
Well, you know, Mark Banker said, you know what? Lamar put you out there enough. I'm going to let you come on a blitz. So you roll up there and look like you're playing coverage, and you come and we'll go over the top. And he was scot-free. They didn't pick him up. quarterback got rid of it.
21-10 Nebraska, 3rd and 8 for Chasen Virgil and Fresno State. Skipping around, throws, it's deflected and it's intercepted. Kyron Williams with a takeaway for the Huskers. And throughout camp, Corners coach Brian Stewart says he wants football production, takeaways. He gets it.
Well, that's what we call a volleyball interception. Should have been interception. It should have been caught. He's open inside route, thrown a little too high off his hands. It goes up, easy interception. I mean, it's high, but Fresno's going to say, man, you got to catch that.
Kyron Williams. Check his resume. You see 3 blocked punts his freshman year in 2014 as Ozigbo goes off left tackle. The interception setting Nebraska up, and Kyron Williams has had himself a day. And we referenced the black shirts that were delivered. Kyron Williams didn't get a black shirt. And I think through motivation, the coaches are poking and prodding and trying to get the most out of that young fella.
Well, those black shirts are something that is earned here in Lincoln, and they take it very seriously. And I'm sure there was a reason why it wasn't just to motivate him. There was something lacking there, but the motivation comes from it. You're playing that defense and you don't have a black shirt, you sure want one.
Coaches say of Kyron, he's very studious. He's terrific in the film room as we are through 3 quarters in Lincoln. All huddled up on BTN. Tommy Armstrong Jr. with the last strike, the only score of quarter 3. It puts Nebraska in front 21-10 on home turf. 3 quarters complete and the Huskers in front 21-10 over the visiting Fresno State Bulldogs. Nebraska has possession as we start the 4th. Tommy Armstrong Jr. under center. Dylan Utter. 1st and 10. Off the play action. Going deep. The long ball shot out there. Complete. Touchdown. Alonzo Moore. .57 yards. And points off the turnover for Nebraska.
Well, Joe, I hate to tell you I told you so, but I told you so in the break. You said, Coach, what would you do right here? And I said, I got all these wide receivers. I think I'd throw it downtown one time, see what happens.
You turned out to be a prophet.
No, it's just luck.
The last time these 2 teams met, the Huskers had 4 scoring plays of 55 yards or more. That one of 57. Brown on for the extra point try, and it's perfect. Huskers have their largest lead on the night.
Now what happens is you hit a home run like that, you go downtown, and now Fresno's going to be a little bit nervous, so they're going to play a little bit more cautious, and now you'll see a big run come out of that run game for the Huskers when they get the ball back.
Our Myers scoring drive for the Huskers, it's quick. 2 plays, 62 yards in under a minute.
Now that what you saw right there set up there is the formula going forward for these guys.
Kickoff soaring out of the end zone. Last year he was injured in the opening game against BYU, missed 4 of the first 6. As a result after that, Chris Jones closing quickly on Keyshawn Johnson there.
Man, that's a long throw for not much gain.
Pickup of only 1 there, Glenn. It's 2nd and 9, early stages of the 4th. Virgil throwing too high for Jameer Jordan. Talk about the team captain story for Nebraska. These are the 4 men who are honored as such. And the Huskers from week to week will name an honorary Sam Foltz captain.
Well, it's an honor to be a captain of any team. It's here at, especially if you're a in-state player and you get named captain for the Cornhuskers. It's a lifelong dream.
3rd and 9, decibel level rising. Virgil with time. Another short throw connecting with Delvon Hardaway, and he's smacked by Joshua Kalu. So the Huskers hold and will force a Fresno State punt.
Well, you saw Kalu. He was watching the quarterback the whole way, and as soon as he turned to throw the ball, he broke. He didn't break too soon because he didn't know what was behind him, but awful good defense there.
Blake Cusick will punt it here. A night game in Lincoln. The Huskers haven't lost one of these at home since 2008. Their lead growing. Again, Westerkamp running into traffic. This takes a favorable bounce for the Bulldogs. It'll come to rest at the Nebraska 37. Huskers on top, first minute of the fourth. Back to Lincoln on BTN. Riker Fife is the backup. Tulane transfer Tanner Lee and impressive freshman Patrick O'Brien are waiting in the wings. This pass complete, juggled by Ozigbo, who was unhappy he couldn't stay in bounds. Divine Ozigbo has a career-high rushing tonight, 85 yards. He rambled for 80 in a bowl win against UCLA, the Foster Farms Bowl last season.
Joe, we've mentioned a couple times that some of Tommy's passes were off the mark, but it seems to me when he's on the move, he's right on the money.
Trying to drip time off the game clock. We leak below 12 minutes left in regulation. 2nd and 5 with Moore in motion. The handoff to Moore on the reverse. Skipping inside the 30. Dragged down by the linebacker Camille, but not before. Alonzo Moore gallops for first down yardage. A whole bunch on that pickup of gain of 24.
Not too long ago, I was critical. I said the offense didn't look crisp. And sometimes that doesn't mean it's working or not working. But that play right there, it really looked good. And it happened to work. But everybody was in tune. The ball was snapped. Everybody's going in one direction. Looked good.
Neville and Carter were out there trying to pave the way. 1st and 10. Ozigbo runs through one tackler. That was Stratton Brown. Couldn't bring him down. Brandon Hughes finished him off. Divine Ozigbo. They say Newby's the slasher. Ozigbo's the guy who'll pound it at you. And that has been true tonight.
When you move the pile like that, you've got awful good lower body strength. That's right. They said he was a pounder, and he's been pounding tonight.
Divine Ozigbo's dropped some weight, too. The lightest he's been since his senior year in high school. Huskers out of the eye. McNitt, the fullback. There goes Ozigbo for the corner. Tiptoes stretching for the pylon. Divine Ozigbo selling out. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 4.
When you look at that Fresno defense walking back with their hands on their hips, they're losing their will to keep playing against a big, strong team.
When Nebraska's offense is right, they will wear you down into quarter number 4. Knocking on the door again with 10 minutes to go in the 4th. 1st and goal for Armstrong Jr. He'll keep it. Around the end. Spun around and down. Stayed up. Touchdown! Tommy Armstrong showing off his willpower.
Before this play, I saw Carter, number 11, tight end. Man, he put his hand out to the side. He was telling the back, I got my man. They don't have an edge. I'll be able to seal him. Bring it on out here, and that's what they did.
Pretty amazing the dexterity with which Armstrong was able to keep himself off the ground there. He appeared to be tackled. Surprise, surprise, he lands in the end zone. We've seen Nebraska show this formation on point after touchdowns throughout the night. So far, they would flex back into a normal point after try kick. So they will snap and run a 2-point conversion here. Darlington towards the goal line. Did he get there? Yes. The 2-point conversion for Zach Darlington, the former quarterback turned wide receiver, taking over for the late Sam Foltz as the holder on PAT duty. He gets himself 2 points. Gets the hero's welcome on the sideline. Mick Stoltenberg hoisting him high. It's 36-10. Nebraska has its largest lead on the night, and this is a welcome trip to the end zone for number 2. Nebraska faithful clearing their throats here in the fourth quarter. A 36-10 advantage for the Huskers. The most recent strike of Tommy Armstrong, 4-yard run, his second TD dash on the night. DeJounte O'Neal across the 25 has some running room. Sprints across the 35 for Fresno State. Kyron and Aaron Williams working as the starting safeties tonight. All Big Ten safety Nate Gary suspended. Jason Virgil connects with Jameer Jordan. Jordan, who led Fresno State in catches and receiving yards last year. There's a flag down in the aftermath.
Personal foul, face mask. Defense number 10. 15-yard penalty, first down.
It was a gain of 12 for Jordan, who was fouled by Joshua Kalu. Just enough of that face mask. Honorable mention, all Big Ten, Joshua Kalu, who turned 21 6 days ago. Has a sack tonight to his credit. Kyron Williams has an INT, showing pressure off the edge. Here comes Kalu again. This pass is incomplete. Nearly picked off that time by Aaron Williams. They were looking for Chad Olson.
Dangerous pass there. It's got pressure right in his face, and there's no way he knows what's on the other side of that pressure, other than he knows he's got someone out there, but he don't know if there's a defender or not. Dangerous. Lucky, fortunate, wasn't picked off.
Chad Olson has 7 career touchdowns, the most of any returning receiver for Fresno State. Bulldogs in a big hole here in the 4th in Lincoln. Jason Virgil scampers and throws it away. Good coverage there in the Nebraska secondary.
Well, it was good coverage. They lost contain on the quarterback. That's why he was able to get outside. And you talked about Kalu. He came out of coverage because he thought the quarterback was going to run. And, you know, if you're going to come out, come out. That's what he did. He came down here real fast, which put pressure on the quarterback.
Glenn, it brings up a 3rd and long for Fresno State. Jason Virgil has 3 wides in the pattern with a play clock at 5. Virgil stepping up in the pocket, loops this one, incomplete. Again, aiming for Aaron Peck. Jason Virgil has definitely impressed the coaching staff and all of his teammates.
I say this last series, though, the pressure that the Cornhuskers bring has got him rattled. Those passes are way off the mark.
Originally committed to Mississippi State was Jason Virgil. That was the same year they beat Alabama. Recruiting became hot and heavy after that. They asked Jason to back off his commitment. He said, nah, I'll look somewhere else. And Tim DeRuyter was very pleased to have him land in Fresno. 36-10. The white jerseyed Bulldogs are trailing in Nebraska tonight.
Well, to reiterate a little bit, the pressure this last series that been dialed up by Nebraska, seems to me it has Virgil rattled to a certain extent. You have to have the confidence that you're going to have the protection, stand tall and put the ball in the money, and he seems to be letting it go a little bit early and high and deep.
Auto Owners Insurance, the final drive presented by them. It follows after the game. Guys in the studio have had a long day of watching Big Ten college football. It's been a successful one for the members of this conference as we kick off 121 seasons of Big Ten football. Nebraska, when conference play rolls around, the Huskers have to go on the road to face Wisconsin, Ohio State, and Iowa. Not an easy assignment there. Jason Virgil flings this one a bit too wide for Aaron Peck.
Again, here came the pressure. He's got a man wide open. It would have been a good throw, but off the mark.
That's a turnover on downs against Fresno State.
Can't pick him up. You see his motion there. I mean, he's stepping to the left, throwing back across his body. He knows there's someone there coming that can't be picked up. He's got to get the ball in the money and throw it a little sooner.
Riker Fife strides in off the sideline for Nebraska. Tommy Armstrong Jr.'s night should be through with the Huskers comfortably on top of the Bulldogs. 22-year-old redshirt senior from Grand Island, Nebraska. Sends DeMornay Pearsonell in motion. Out of the eye on 1st and 10. The handoff to the freshman Trey Bryant. And he slashes out of bounds. Very quick first step on this 18-year-old from St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah, here's the same problem Damon and I have been talking about. Again, Fresno sunk somebody into the inside, squeezed off the inside run, but didn't have anybody outside or scraping fast enough to put an edge on the defense. You got to force the ball back inside.
The first down pickup for Bryant. Riker Fife now calling signals. Sticks it again in the belly of Bryant. Smacked out of bounds rather rudely by Dalen Jones. Mike Riley, from time to time, he sees Trey Bryant practice, and it reminds him occasionally of Jacquizz Rodgers from his Oregon State days. Pickup of 12 for Trey Bryant. First team All-State Class 6 Offensive Player of the Year in Missouri. Fife on the deep drop. Slips that one low, looking for Sam Cotton, whose dad played offensive line and D-line here at Nebraska in the 70s. Dad was a coach here, too.
Barney.
There you go. Son of Barney and Christine.
It's good, but it's tough growing up as a coach's kid.
Yeah, I'll bet. Brothers Ben and Jake played at Nebraska as well. Plenty of Husker pride and tradition. 2nd and 10 as we close towards 5 minutes remaining in the 4th. The give to Wilbon. And he finds some open space. Last season it was injuries that slowed him down, but one of the fastest running backs in the class. That low angle look giving you an example of the disguise of Riker Fife, and then Wilbon treks for 16 as the Huskers are trying to tack on to a healthy 4th quarter lead. Nebraska setting up for another Mountain West foe next weekend. They'll get the Wyoming Cowboys here. 8th all-time meeting. Nebraska's never lost. There's a connection for Westerkamp now, who has catches in 27 straight games. There's a flag down.
Personal foul, face mask. Defense number 5. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
Dalen Jones hit with a penalty marker for Fresno State. A part-time starter the last couple years, 5 in the white. Just got him enough, and there's the evidence.
Westerkamp trying to help the official there.
1st and goal, Nebraska. Really good on the ground tonight. And staying that way. Trey Bryant's first collegiate touchdown. They're jumping for joy in Nebraska. Rolling over Fresno State. And the freshman has made a lot of friends in a hurry. On for the extra point try. Spencer Lindsay wears 95 in the red. He'll spell Drew Brown, the first string place kicker. Out of the hold from Darlington, and this one is true. 43-10. Huskers flexing their muscles. Very good on the ground tonight. And the latest installment, Trey Bryant. It's turned out to be a very pleasant night for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. A little breezy. Temperatures in the mid-60s, no rain falling. There was a threat of that about an hour or so before kick, but Nebraska's run game has been very apparent, stretching out over the Fresno State Bulldogs. Fresno State out of the Mountain West Conference, 3-9 last year, priding themselves on being the Valley's team, Central Valley of California. We saw Zach Klein come in for an ailing Chasen Virgil in the first half. He's about to mop up here now in the fourth. This is the man who was the backup to Jared Goff. Goff now with the LA Rams in the NFL. With a give to DeJounte O'Neal. Picks up a couple, give him 3. Time continues to tick. Subs getting in on the defensive front, the identical twins. You just saw them there, Khalil Davis and Carlos Davis, 94 and 96. Fun-loving jokesters, in the words of their teammates and coaches. A lot to laugh about so far tonight. Klein sets his feet, whistles that one on target. Right into the belly of Keyshawn Johnson. Taking a peek at Kyron Williams, who has been all over the place. Our Duluth trading hardest working player for sure is the junior from Shreveport, Louisiana.
Well, balanced formation here by Fresno.
Klein gets the tailback in order. Bluffs it to Trayvon Green. Heaves this one downfield. A leaping catch for Peck. Fighting his way through defenders. They'll stop his forward progress. First down. Stops the time clock from ticking. 2:26 remaining. You will not have to rock Aaron Peck to sleep tonight. He has been working hard. Gain of 32. Two and change to go in the fourth. First and goal, Fresno State. The handoff for DeJounte O'Neal. Tracked down swiftly. Marcus Newby, so quick. They talk about his heavy-handed punch. Puts all the time in to work at his craft, teaming up with Chris Webber, who's the understudy for Josh Banderas. It's second and goal, just over a minute now. Nebraska will down Fresno State for the third time in succession. To the corner, it's picked. The fade was intercepted by Chris Jones. And Zach Klein hangs his head. Tommy Armstrong turns cheerleader. Chris Jones with the INT.
Now, if I'm that Nebraska coaching staff, and I think back to last year, those close games that they lost, then you go, you know what, the game wasn't in question here, but here we are down in the goal line mindset. You got to make that play. You make those plays, we will win those close games.
Tommy Armstrong thrilled for Chris Jones, who had an interception against UCLA in the bowl game last year. Gets his first on the campaign right there. And it's all over but the shouting for Nebraska. Mike Riley's team soon to celebrate a win in front of 90,000 of their favorites. Victory formation for the Huskers. Fife will take a knee. Football on BTN has been brought to you by State Farm, here to help life go right. And by Nebraska Tourism. Visit Nebraska, visit nice. You want to see and hear nice, just watch Glenn Mason walk from the hotel to the Memorial Stadium. Everybody, and I do mean everybody, wishing him the best. Mike Riley's troops stepping off the sideline, a convincing 43-10 win with 22 fourth quarter points.
Well, you know, it wasn't maybe as pretty but they've got a lot of talent, and they finished it off good. And, you know, even that stop down on the goal line right at the end when the game wasn't in question, you build on that. And, you know, I still think this team has a lot of talent, and they start gelling. And, you know, Mike Riley's a heck of a coach. This isn't his first rodeo. He'll get them going, and they might surprise a lot of people.
Damon Benning has the victorious coach, Mike Riley, nearby.
Hey, Coach, a lot of emotions tonight, right? It started with Sam Foltz and kind of the presentation of the award and the scholarship. How do you feel your kids handled all the emotion that came with it?
Oh, I have real mixed emotions about this game. There was some good football. We did some good things. I thought we really lost it a few times. We just made some plays that could get you beat normally in a tight game. You know, some bad penalties. Just there was some bad football in there.
Coach, very workmanlike, committed to the run game, not a lot of flash, but a whole lot of dash. Was that the game plan going in?
Well, you know, I think that we want to run the ball, you know, and when we do pass, we have to have more consistent play. And I'm not talking about the quarterback or anything in particular. We just got to be able to execute a little bit better than we did in certain situations. So, you know, like I said, this game had a real mixed bag of stuff. Some of it was pretty good football, and some of it was not.
Coach, we appreciate it. Want to know better than 0-1.
Right. Thanks.
Guys, back to you in the booth.
Much appreciated on a night when the Huskers respectfully honored the late Sam Foltz. That number 27 will not be worn by anyone this year. The punter who lost his life in an automobile accident this past summer. 43-10. Tommy Armstrong and the Huskers are victorious. Final drive by Auto Owners Insurance is coming up. It's been an exclusive presentation of the Big Ten Network. For Damon, for Glenn, for all the men and women in our crew, I'm Joe Beninati saying good night from Lincoln. Dave, Jerry, Howard, it's all yours.